The first Resident Evil 7 review is in and it's gonna be a good game. Better than the other Resident Evil games? Well, let's dig in. Let me know if you're excited about Resident Evil 7 in the comments down below and don't forget to hit that like button. The huge Japanese magazine Famitsu already got a review up for Resident Evil 7. The game gets a 36 out of 40. This is because a Famitsu 4 people reviewed the game and then they could put all the numbers together, and that means that Resident Evil got like 4 times a 9 in the latest issue, which is super great. Is this better than the other Resident Evil games though, according to Famitsu? Well, not really. Famitsu scored Resident Evil 6 a 39 out of 40, so that's 3 10s and 1 9. This is better than Resident Evil 5. The magazine scored the 5th game in the series a 38 out of 40. Of course, it's good to know that we don't know if the people that reviewed Resident Evil 6 or 5 also did the recent review for the new Resident Evil game. We can maybe better compare this to Final Fantasy 15 that was recently released and probably reviewed by the same people. The JRPG got a 38 out of 40. The game sits at the 82 on Metacritic right now. Well, this is wildly speculation. We could guess that Resident Evil 7 will be around the 7 to 8 on this review collecting website Metacritic, which is great. Maybe an even better comparison is Resident Evil Revelations 2 that released in 2015 on the PS4 and Xbox One. The game got a 75 on Metacritic and got a 36 out of 40 on Famitsu. So if we compared it to, I know it's far-fetched, but it's still interesting, I think. We can say that Resident Evil 7 will probably get around the 75 on Metacritic. Again, this is just me speculating. The previews for Resident Evil 7 have been pretty great, with people loving the first 4 hours of the game. Of course, the demos were good too. If you can't get enough after the story of the game, Capcom will also be introducing free DLC for the game called Not a Hero in the spring. This will be a short story scenario. More info should be coming later. There will also be paid DLC for the game in the form of 3 DLC story packs that will release before the end of the year. So it will be $30, so around $10 for every story episode. Resident Evil 7 will release on January 24th and also releases with a PS4 Pro update. So if you got a 4K television with HDR support, you can experience this game in 4K with HDR. Although I think a lot of people will choose for the PlayStation VR mode. It will come a year later to Oculus and Vive, so Sony has a year exclusive deal with Capcom for Resident Evil for the PlayStation VR. Personally, I'm too scared for Resident Evil 7. I mean, I thought Until Dawn was even scary, so I will totally say no to the VR edition. But I can see that if you are like a horror fan, then this will totally be awesome. And it's like the Silent Hills that we never got, right? It's like PT was so great and then Konami cancelled Silent Hills. And now we got Resident Evil 7 a little bit in that style. And the marketing has been really towards a sort of PT style of game. Well, this is totally different. There are weapons in the game and stuff like that. So it will not be like Silent Hills, but I think it will be the closest we can get to that type of game. So are you excited about Resident Evil 7? Let me know in the comments down below. Subscribe for more reactions on the latest gaming news. I will follow Resident Evil 7 for sure. Like the video if you did, and I will speak to you next time. Goodbye.